There are certain reminders I like to just touch back on, minus the specific format of like a recent transmission that could have had like, a bountiful installation of wealthy knowledge, insight, and wisdom within itself from a different transmission. Just getting the individuated insight from that is a particular reminder on being the magic of two, the power of two, and the different twos. Aside from what was revealed yesterday casually of seeing the energy and the materialization of it. Also, there's only two quote unquote omni end quote directions one could go aside from the multi complexities and the multi diversities that make up the components of the filtrations of each dimension in themselves. Whatever we're collectively mutually agreeing and bringing testimony to what dimensions are actually being traveled through respectively with the collective gnosis from top to bottom. So as that's being done, we're the particular reminder here is seeing like there's only two trajectories in the bigger scheme of things without getting the woo woo insight and without living in anyone's fanciful material reality and that influence and subtly disabling even the micro illusions. Because if you don't subtly disable the micro illusions, that's spiritual data, that's spiritual cache data, energetic cache data that needs to be cleared. So this is advanced spiritual energetic data on a whole different level, and simultaneously, whether we like it or not, they're both going different directions, and they're both creating different types of energy whirlpools to what caters to the density that we're ultimately traversing through and in and together for a time being as we're doing that. So it's just a casual reminder of there's only two directions that we're going, but within those two directions, as from how our soul is perceiving it and literally traveling through it, it could seem that there's more than two directions, but there's only two directions because in the grander scheme of things, it's either ascension or descension, and within the discrepancies of your particular individual life, it could seem like it could seem like the complexity is expressing itself, and as the complexity is expressing itself through you, we could go through seemingly infinite types of different directions. But on a neutral energetic ley line level, we could it's our challenge to actually balance how we navigate ourselves. So that was just like a different expression of two, and I kind of introduced this video as this point has already been like mentioned. It's just another reminder to myself. It's just another reminder to see how is it relevant to like right now. It's relevant to right now because there's a big two that's expressing everything that we do, think about, engage in, interact, and even aspire to be. There's a bigger expression of a bigger macro two that's already doing all of that in like ways that we can't necessarily comprehend, but we can comprehend because we're getting this small window of opportunity of possibility to engage and interact with the harmony of what was just particularly professed and explained. So this is just a tidbit reminder of what I'm really talking about. And there's more expressions of that. There's more expressions of two, but those are like the main ones. So and it's relative to us and it's relevant to us because once we get more clarity on how that works, we could move with that and have the necessary particular adjustments to see if we know how things work, then we could be more in accordance of it, because there's this tug and there's this push and pull, subtle, energetic, quote unquote, battle going on of just, your physiological homeostasis or discomfort on so many different levels. But like, because every moment your physiological body is adapting to like the climate that's in the present moment, but we don't necessarily know what the present moment consists of, because the present moment has stable energetic factors and integers and components, and quote unquote unstable energetic factors, components, and integers, based on how there's a gravitational pull of how, the air in its own environmental calibration is like, it's in one sense energetically perfectly calibrated because we're breathing air. So it's how we're treating our own vehicle, spaceship, vessel, and how we're understanding different, angles of consciousness, and how we're ultimately harmonizing with them beyond the human mind of it. So and and everything's like, I feel like, I just feel like it's a miracle to like, reach new homeostasis, because that's what it really is. What is new homeostasis? Every moment is something of, your body is adjusting to that homeostasis in itself. But to do it in a most optimal way, it's to be like, not only contemplated and received and downloaded, but to be like, unraveled and reblossomed and sprouted and, just kind of re-expressed within, like, the beauty of the cosmic source. Thank you, guys.